What do you think if I tell to you that a country where there was an electricity shortage 6 years ago, but today it is exporting electricity to other countries? Yes, I talk about Nepal. Nepal is a country blessed with natural beauty, magnificent valleys and a massive snowy mountain range touching the sky known as Himalayas. Many rivers originated from the Himalayas and flow with the strong current through the various parts of Nepal. These rivers carry a lot of energy and their flow have lot of power. By harnessing the power of these flows, Nepal can fulfill its electricity need as well as the needs of its neighboring country and the countries around it. Nepal has the world's second richest country inland water resources with as many as rivers 6,000 rivers, rivulets and tributaries with the total length of 45,000 kilometers. The average runoff of these rivers are 220 billion cubic meter annually. Nepal technical potential for hydropower has been estimated about 83,000 megawatt. Usually all the technical potential water resources will not able to develop due to the other constraints. Hence about 43,000 megawatt is considered economically visible. The major river basins are Saptakosi, Karnali, Saptagandaki, Mahakali and other southern rivers. Nepal is strategically located between the two largest countries in Asia, India and the People's Republic of China. These two countries are facing annually demand of electricity about 5 million gigawatt, and Bangladesh is facing growing energy demand and it is also energy deficient too. On the other hand, demand within the Nepal is growing rapidly. Nepal can meet not just its own electricity need but also serve energy hungry neighbors like Bangladesh and India. Before knowing about the Nepali power, firstly we should know about the past and present of Nepal power generation or power situation. Past and present of Nepal's electricity. Nepal lived in a dark ages for more than a decade from 2006 to mid 2017. With a scheduled daily power cut called load shedding. It is extended up to 18 hours a day in a dry winter month. Even in Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, power outage of 8 to 12 hours a day were reported. But the real game changes started in 2016, with the then Ministry of Energy declaring the decade of 2016 to 2026 as the National Crisis Reduction and Electrical Development Decade. An emergency action plan was put into place to deal with the energy crisis. As you can see on the graph that there was a massive change in year the 2016 and 2017. The man behind this massive change is Kulman Ghesing, Managing Director of Nepal Electricity Authority. He emphasized the better management and the more equitability power distribution by ending the policy of providing 24 hours uninterrupted power supply to the few large industry at the expenses of general public. He immediately eliminated power cut of the major city and reduced the power cut of other parts of country around 2 hours every day. He overhauled the hydropower generation system, storing water during the low demand hour and bringing online power plant that had been inoperated due to poor maintenance. With the improvement management, leakage control and more power generation by hydropower, load shedding or power cut now has become a thing of the past. Nepal became a power surplus country after the 456 megawatt Upper Tamakosi hydropower project came into operation in July 2021. With this, Nepal's hydroelectricity production has reached 1900 megawatt. In November 2021, India threw an open door for purchase Nepal's electricity. This is an important milestone for Nepal as it's first time the Himalayan countries is exporting hydropower. Nepal will export 39 megawatt of electricity to the state of Punjab under the Indian Energy Exchange IEX. But what if Nepal will produce more electricity in the future? Will Nepal have customer for its surplus electricity? Let's know. Nepal can sell electricity to which countries? Nepal is surrounded by the expanding energy market including India, Tibet and Bangladesh. Therefore, some analysts view the start of Nepal export to India as a harbinger of future energy trade in the region. Recently, there was a global coal crisis which resulted in a major power outage in many major nations, particularly in India, where coal provides 70% of total electricity of India. In response of this issue, India has started to shift its dependency on coal and look at the renewable energy resources. Nepal can assist India in this endeavor. When it comes to the northern state of India, there is a problem of power outage, and whatever electricity is available is generated from coal. If Nepal and India collaborated on Nepal hydroelectricity project, the problem of electricity in the northern state of the India can be solved, and India will become Nepal's largest electricity importer in future. Environmentalist views on this as a positive step to both the nation India and Nepal, as it could contribute a reduction of carbon emission. Apart from that, Nepal can export electricity to Bangladesh. Despite having a large network of rivers, Bangladesh experiences frequently floods, making dam construction is quite difficult. Bangladesh import around 1300 megawatt electricity energy requirement for the Indian state of West Bengal. But if Nepal generated extra hydropower or surplus electricity in future, it will be able to supply Bangladesh as well. If we talk about only India and Bangladesh, then these two nations can be import Nepal maximum surplus electricity in future. It will be the biggest importer of Nepal electricity in future. There was some media report talk about the Nepal electricity export to the southeast nation like Thailand and Laos. But what do you think about this? Will it be possible? How Nepal produce hydroelectricity? Hydropower or hydroelectricity refer to the conversion of energy flowing water into electricity using the turbine and generator. There are mainly two ways to make hydroelectricity: storage dam and run of the river system. As 2022, the majority of Nepal's hydroelectricity is generated by run of the river system, but Nepal is also working on dam development to generate power of larger scale. So let's know about the dam electricity and the run of the river system. Water storage dam. The potential energy from dam water is used to produce electricity. A dam is a large barrier constructed to raise the level of water and control its flow. The elevation created by a dam creates the gravitational force for turning the turbine when the water has released. Some dams also contain an additional reservoir at their base where the water is stored to be pumped to the higher reservoir for release when the electricity is in demand. Dam reservoir can also help with the flood control and be reliable water supply for the community. There was also some concern about dam hydropower, especially when it comes a large damming the rivers of the major impact of local environment, changing wildlife habitat and blocking fish passage, and oftenly forcing the people of riverside to move out of their homes. And the dam failure can catastrophically claim the lives of those who living downstream. Budi Gandaki hydroelectricity project under construction with the plan of installed capacity 1200 megawatt is an example of a dam in Nepal. Run of the river system. Run of the river system still uses turbine and generator to generate electricity, but relies on the natural water flow rate of the rivers, diverting just a portion of water through turbines. Because run of the river hydro is a subject of natural water variability, plants may have no water storage at all or a limited amount of storage. Run of the river hydro project can be created sustainable energy, minimizing the impact of surrounding environment and nearby community. Upper Tamakosi hydroelectricity project production capacity of 456 megawatt and Kali Gandaki A hydroelectricity project with a capacity of 144 megawatt is an example of run of the river hydroelectricity project in Nepal. Run of the river dam's power output fluctuated with the season and generating less during the drier month, so we cannot coordinate to the output of electricity generation to match the consumer demand. Water storage dams have higher capability to producing power and can create electricity in the response of consumer demand. Which of these methods do you think would be better for producing hydroelectricity in a country like Nepal? Making large dams is a costly project, so Nepal is working with India and China of some of its hydroelectricity project. So let's know about the cooperation. Nepal's cooperation with its neighbor in hydroelectricity project. Under the Agreement of Boundary Management System of Nepal and China, China has agreed to not deliberately change the course of any transboundary rivers flow into Nepal. The SCIG International Nepal Hydro Joint Development Corporation Private Limited is a joint venture of Chinese and Nepali companies, is preparing for developing the Manang Marsyandi hydroelectricity project with capacity of 135 megawatt and the Upper Marsyandi 2 hydropower project with capacity of 327 megawatt on the Marsyandi river in western Manang. Chinese and Nepal investors plan to invest 1.3 billion US dollar on these projects. But we should look at the other side of coin too. The Budi Gandaki hydropower project was meant to finish by 2020, almost doubling the Nepal's electricity supply by adding 1,200 megawatts. Chinese Genzuba Group Corporation was awarded the contract without a tender in September 2018 by the Nepal government, a decision that was controversial at that time. The company shows no sign to starting working on this project yet. And if we talk about the cooperation with India, Nepal has signed 1.3 billion US dollar deal with India's hydropower major project on Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam to develop the 679 megawatt hydropower project in eastern Nepal. The second mega venture undertaking by the India is neighboring Himalayan nation after the Arun project with 900 megawatt capacity. So what do you think about the Nepal cooperation with China and India in hydroelectricity sector? Hydroelectricity, the way to development. Nepal's export-oriented approach to its hydroelectricity can open a path of development of Nepal. There are many benefits like it ensures the energy security and cheap electricity can reduce Nepal petroleum and gas import from other countries. It may solve Nepal's labor migration problem by creating jobs related to these hydropower projects. Availability of electricity 24/7 and export-oriented approach can uplift the social-economical status of Nepal's people, which is the way of poverty elevation of people of Nepal. And the proper water supply of these dams for irrigation will ensure the food security of Nepal, and so on. But the race of development, we can't leave common people. Let's know about these common people. Local people problem related to hydropower projects, displacement and compensation. If we talk about the run of the river system, the displacement of people is very small or non-existent because there is no reservoir. But the mega hydropower projects currently underway in Nepal are storage dams, which will result in a massive reservoir being built behind the dam and forcing people to relocate. Budi Gandaki hydropower project is Nepal's largest and 10th largest hydropower project in the world, and it impounds a reservoir 45 km long displacing 15,000 people. Displaced people are waiting for compensation, but the plan to build Nepal's biggest hydropower project was being delayed by political and compensation issue for 10 years. According to media sources, the people who having received compensation under this project are not adequate against their losses, and displacement process is quite delayed due to the Nepal's lack of stable government in the country for a long time. The story of Gare Gurung shows us the reality. Gare Gurung run a roadside metal workshop outlet 40 km from dam site. He bought a small patch of land and using the money saved from working in Malaysia, he got Nepali rupees 1,20,000 compensation for it. Now the management of the Budi Gandaki hydropower project have been saying that the 10% depreciation of cost would be applied for our infrastructure. If it happens, then Gare has to pay them instead of receiving money. There are many stories like that. Employment issue. A problem that goes ignored during the construction of dam is the employment of these displaced individuals. Many of the displaced people's jobs were related to the fishing and agriculture in the area where they live. However, after the being dispersed and compensated, they lose their job, which is a major concern because compensation is reduced and employment is lost too. By solving this issue, Nepal will have to make the proper blueprint of Nepal's plan related to hydroelectricity. Nepal's future plans related to hydropower project. Of the 83,000 megawatt in physical potential capacity, slightly more than a half is estimated to the economically feasible. The assessment considered this estimate as the basis of developing Possible scenario: Nepal currently produces 1216 megawatt of electricity. In 2016, Nepal's government pledged to generate 10,000 megawatt of hydropower over the next 10 years. But the development of this total economical potential within 20 years was considered impractical given the various constraints in the power sector. In the analysis, a scenario where Nepal realized 20% of its economically viable physical potential by 2013 is considered. This may still seem a major transformation in Nepal's power sector in a short period of time. Nevertheless, if Nepal will achieve this goal, electricity capacity of Nepal will exceed. Nepal's object is to export this surplus electricity to the neighboring countries such as India, Bangladesh, China, Tibet region in future. And as far as India and Bangladesh, China are concerned, these countries produce maximum electricity from coal, and particularly in India, which has 70.7% of the world population, use coal for 70% of its electricity production. However, India is now moving toward the renewable energy resources, and Nepal can take advantage from this by exporting its surplus electricity to India in future. Conclusion: Nepal is endowed with huge hydropower potential. Being a landlocked country with no fossil fuels resources signifies the importance of water resources. Despite some recent successful effort use these vast water resources, Nepal is not able to use this enormous resource fully for its economical development. It is strange that the country has an underperforming power sector with supply shortage, reliability issue and poor access of electricity, while sitting on the enormous potential of produce hydropower and hydroelectricity. Adequate supply of power with acceptable quality of precondition for any nation to modernize its economy and sustain the economic growth. Nepal's electric power sector has been trapped in low-level investment equilibrium. The only path to exit from this is the injection of public, domestic, private and external agency investment in hydropower development. So what do you think? Can Nepal become major hydroelectricity exporter in future? Please comment below. Your every comment is valuable for us.